It's exciting Indiana High School basketball on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Tonight's ball game is driven by Greg Hubler Ford and built by Universal Roofing and brought to you by Peterman Brothers Heating and Air Conditioning, by Werner Financial, Genesis Sports Performance, and by the Mower Shop. Indiana High School basketball on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Welcome live inside Frankton High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com for this matchup of the Frankton Eagles hosting the Wapahani Raiders, the number one team in Class 2A, driven by Greg Hubler Ford. It's a little bit of a midweek matchup, so we're switching up the vibes for this broadcast. But as always, it's Colin Eccles and Vince Reimer on the call this evening. Vince, we rescheduled a game from Friday night. I was at the Warren Central Ben Davis game for an alumni night, which was a great game, extremely electric. Warren came out with the win, so always happy about that for myself too. But nonetheless, we're here tonight on a Tuesday night, getting down to the final days leading up to Christmas. These two teams ready to battle it out. Frankton coming into the night 5-2 in Class 3A, and Wapahani comes in at undefeated 7-0, currently the number one team in the Class of 2A. And you and I were kind of looking through the schedules at the beginning of this before we went on air, and you noticed some things about some of these wins for Wapahani. They're going up in classes and handling some fairly good teams that are historically good year in and year out pretty well.
Yeah, this schedule, is pretty impressive the way they've handled a lot of these teams. This year they started out playing two teams in 4A, starting with Muncie Central, 9-point win, and then went to Pendleton Heights, who generally has a competitive squad. Were able to beat them by 15 by a score of 53-38. So they're early season battle tested. They've done pretty well against their 2A competition, wins by average of about 30 points there. The team's really spread out in terms of versatility and really who's doing the scoring. In terms of the main man, though, Isaac Andrews, the senior on this squad, is going to be the most fun player to watch on this entire team, averaging just under 26 a game, 8.7 rebounds and 3.4 assists. Really does a lot of the leadership on this team. As far as Frankton goes, though, they've got a lot of guys that also are multi-sport athletes playing football. I'm interested to see Bubba Nunley out here. He was an animal when it comes to playing football. As far as Ethan Stansberry, too, he's got a lot of length. So this Frankton squad's returned a lot of guys that I also was able to see this past January. It's going to be an interesting contest, especially seeing them play a team, hardest team so far on the schedule.
Yeah, both these teams, like you said, a lot of length and a lot of height. In terms of the matchup, it seems pretty even up and down the board. A little bit of a standout is Colton Emel for the Frankton Eagles. He is number 24, by far what I can see from here, the tallest on the floor. So he is going to be a pretty big key. Doesn't average a ton of numbers, not seeing a ton of time on the floor just yet, but he could play a big role for this Frankton team as we get further and further into the night. For Wapahani, like you said, 25.9 points per game so far. For Isaac Andrews, the senior, he's number 20. But joining him as well with some pretty good scoring as well, number 22, Camden Bell. He averages 13.9 points per game as just a sophomore. And then you have Nick Cook, the senior, with 10.7 points per game as well. So three guys in double digits. Obviously one standing out way farther than the others is Andrews. But to have a sophomore as well, in Camden Bell, averaging 13.9 a game, also pretty big deal.
Yeah, you got a lot of players on Frankton that contribute on a nightly basis in terms of how their squad lines up. Joey Wright, the junior, doing a lot of scoring for this team early on here. When you look at Frankton's schedule, it's been a little bit back and forth. They've been in some battles this year, played LaPel in 2A, went to overtime. They were able to squeak out the 4-point win there. When they did play Tipton, in this arena, they did lose by 14 points. That was a rough night for them. And also Shenandoah, who's the number one team in Wapahani's conference, they did lose to them by a score of 48-39 here. So a little bit of familiar schedules. I'm just interested to see how it matches up. In terms of the size, Frankton's going to have a little bit of an advantage underneath, but I don't think that'll matter too much just because of how fluid Wapahani plays.
Frankton as well, sitting at the top of the Central Indiana Conference, 2-0 in conference play. Their two wins over Eastbrook, 59-42, just a week or so ago. And then their previous game to tonight, Oak Hill, also a conference matchup. They won that one 53-37, so handled Oak Hill pretty well. For Wapahani, they are sitting at second in the Mid-Eastern Conference, just 1-0. They sit behind Shenandoah, who is 3-0 in conference play, so obviously stacking those two teams up. It looks a little bit different because Wapahani just hasn't had gotten as far into their conference schedule yet as Shenandoah. But should be a competitive matchup here tonight. Obviously, Frankton, you can see them on the far side of the floor warming up in the white and red. Wapahani will be in the black and red. Good matchup tonight. And I got to say, too, interesting view for the game. Going to switch things up for a little bit. And I think by far, as you guys can see on the camera, you get to see a little bit more of the arena that we're set up to watch a game in tonight. I think this is one of the better looking gyms. This and Alexandria, I think, are the two favorites that I've been in so far this year. Definitely.
This is one of the best gyms in the state. They hang a lot of banners up here, and you can see why. As far as 3A goes, definitely one of the more impressive programs. Have a state championship within the last 10 years. There's a lot to speak about every time we come to Frankton.
Yeah, big night. Wapahani as well, too. I think we should mention this. Lost in semi-state last year, so they made a big run into the postseason, only lost 2 games. Obviously, that second loss in semi-state. They were just 1 game away from being a state championship contender. So there's a reason they're ranked number 1. Going to be a good one tonight. We're excited to get it started. Just 3 minutes and 53 seconds on the clock before we get to the starting lineups, which will be brought to you by Werner Financial. More coming up after this. First, a quick break to hear from some of our sponsors that make these broadcasts possible. And while we do have a break, follow us on Twitter, the X app, INDHS Sports, for post-game interviews and highlight clips. Also head to our website, IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. You can scan the QR code over on the right side and get live scoring updates via text message. So if you're not at the game, you can stay up to date with your favorite teams throughout the state of Indiana. 3 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. Back for more after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Hi, my name is Jason Werner of Werner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Werner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
We're back live inside of Frankton High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Eccles and Vince Reimer on the call. Got a matchup of the Frankton Eagles and the Wapahani Raiders, the number 1 team in the class of 2A. Obviously, this broadcast driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Less than a minute to go before we get to tip-off. Before we get there, Vince, I want to get your opinion. Who are going to be the studs tonight that we need to pay attention to for both sides? Pick one for each.
Yeah, obviously for Wapahani, it's going to be Isaac Andrews, who's been relied upon all season to be their main scorer, rebounder, and really activity generator for the team. As far as Frankton goes, I'm really interested to see how Nate Moore plays. He's really the most balanced player on this squad, able to rebound the ball pretty well for his size, but provides the most consistent scoring load here at 14.5 points a game. Both of these guys, two of the most impressive players in the state.
I agree with you there. Joey Wright going to be a big one for Frankton as well, 12.7 points per game. Like you said, he joins Nate Moore with 14.4. And then I think for Wapahani, my pick there, other than Isaac Andrews, I think he's going to be Camden Bell, the sophomore, 13.9 points per game, just under 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, which for high school, averaging 3 assists per game is pretty good as well. So a quick break for the national anthem. We'll hear from a couple more of our advertisers, then back for the starting lineups for tonight's matchup. Brought to you by Werner Financial. More after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com. The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
There you see at the end of the national anthem on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. This matchup driven by Greg Hubler Ford. It's the Frankton Eagles hosting the number 1 team in 2A, the Wapahani Raiders. Colin Nichols and Vince Reimer on the call for this evening. Vince, it's kind of crazy to think, too. We're well into the boys' schedule. It seems like just a couple weeks ago we started girls. Obviously, boys starting a couple weeks later because of football and the state championship being held just after Thanksgiving. So we've got ourselves a heck of a matchup tonight. Keys for the game for these two teams as well. Wapahani obviously sitting a class lower than Frankton is so far. And most of the time when you expect a class to play, a level up from what they sit at, you expect there to be a pretty good matchup. But like you said, 2 4A wins already for Wapahani to start off their season. They are not a team to be messed with stepping into tonight's game.
Yeah, definitely. Really the only question I have entering this contest in a few minutes will be the rebounding battle. I think if they're able to hang with Frankton as far as rebounding goes and their entire team gets in there to gang rebound, they're going to be fine. But Frankton just does a great job, 1 through 5, of doing a team effort when it comes to rebounding. It's what we're used to seeing out of this team. And that's really the biggest question. Other than that, their pace of play is the hardest thing to keep up with. Wapahani just does a good job moving the ball, not forcing anything, just being real fluid and never panicking, whether this, the score isn't going their way or whether the shots aren't falling. They're just very well paced and mentally strong and really just the most fluid team you could imagine.
And now you're seeing it, the intro for the Frankton Eagles, which I think for schools of this size, you expect this from kind of some of your bigger schools around Indianapolis, but for some of these smaller schools up here in the Muncie area to have an intro like this, dim the lights down, get somebody with the spotlight. You can see the student section across the court. They got the flashlights on their phones. This is a pretty fun way to introduce a team. Yeah, there you go. Get the pan around and let everybody see the image that we see as well. I think this, by far, is one of the most fun intros that we've seen so far this year. Alexandria's got a good one, too, just like this.
Yeah, they do a good job of organizing the game, making sure they hype everybody up here. And for a Tuesday night, the week before Christmas, when everybody's plans are usually at the busiest, it's a good showing tonight. More than just family and friends here at the game, and it's going to be an interesting contest. Both of these teams have a couple of games over the course of Christmas break, but this one of the hardest, being the last week of school here. You got your finals week. It's going to be a difficult game tonight in terms of competition, but it's a great one nonetheless.
And we'll go ahead and dive into the starting lineups for tonight, brought to you and powered by Werner Financial. Why don't you go ahead and take it away with the Wapahani Raiders?
terms of the starting lineup, we're going to have number 10, Nate Luce out here. Number 12, Nick Cook. Number 20, Isaac Andrews. Number 22, Camden Bell. As far as number 5, we're still waiting from the bench.
And for the Frankton Eagles, we're going to run with a junior number 2, Joey Wright, 12.7 points per game for him. Number 11, Brady Carmack, the junior, 9 points a game. Number 14, Bubba Nunley, the senior, 5.7 a game. Number 21, Ethan Stansberry with 3.4. He's just a sophomore. Number 23, Nate Moore, the senior. And here we go. We are underway inside of Frankton High School. Eagles win the tip-off. Joey Wright will bring it up the force, swing it to the left side wing to Ethan Stansberry. Back up top to Nunley. Left side wing, Carmack. Skip pass to the right side wing, back over to Wright. Wright, back up top to Nunley. Nunley gets trapped at the top of the key, has to bounce it out to the left side, and ball goes all over the place and ends up back on the right side wing with Stansberry. Shot no good down low. It'll stay a 0-0 ball game.
Yeah, it was an interesting possession there. Had the layup, just didn't have enough juice on it. Nice three-point shot there. Number 20, Isaac Andrews, 26 points a game, off to a hot start.
There's the exclamation point from the Raiders, put on very early in this one. 3-0 the lead for Wapahani, 7:10 left in the first quarter. Left side wing, it's Carmack. Over to the right side wing to Wright. Carmack back over on the left wing. Up top now for Stansberry. Stansberry drives right side, skip past the top of the key, Nunley. Left side wing, it's Wright. Wright, back up top to Carmack. Left side wing again, Nunley. Great defense put on by the Raiders. Not allowing any interior penetration from Frankton just yet. Bounced out at the logo is Carmack. He drives the paint on the right side. Skip pass back to the top of the key to Nunley. He's going to hand off to Wright. Wright drives in left side, fights through contact, and referees whistle the foul on the floor. I thought we were about to have a great and one play, but instead the foul goes against number 10, Nate Luce. That'll be his first on the team in the quarter for Wapahani.
Yeah, it was an interesting call there just because the continuation didn't get counted. It's going to kind of set the tone for Frankton all night. They know they have to battle for every single bucket. Good job, though, of finally getting a good possession as far as a good shot look.
3 ball on the way and no good from Ethan Stansberry. Offensive board. Second three-pointer on the way. No good from Nate Moore. And still down in the paint with possession is Frankton. It's another miss for Stansberry. And a jump ball is called. It'll be Wapahani possession. Good fight by the Frankton offense, but when you've got those second, third, fourth chance opportunities, you've really got to make them count.
Yeah, they had a few chances there. Stansberry just didn't have a good angle. Wapahani's defense, pretty impressive. No overcorrections being made.
Luce at the top of the key for the Raiders. Goes over to the right side wing to Bell. To the charity stripe. Cook pulls a mid-range two, and it will fall through after getting a lucky hop from the rim. 5-0 Raider lead. 5:45 left in quarter number 1.
Yeah, Cook's got an interesting form, but when he's open, it's going to be a problem. You're going to have to account for every guy when it comes to face-up shots on this Wapahani team.
Left side wing for the Eagles, it's Carmack. Carmack back to the top of the key to Nunley. Nunley picks up the dribble, feeds it to the right side wing to Moore. Moore finds Nunley, baseline, skip pass out, left side wing for 3. It's no good from Brady Carmack, and we've got a foul called on the floor. It's going to be offensive against Frankton.
Yeah, a little bit of a loose ball foul. They were going after it, just feeling the pressure so far, being down 5-0. They've had to really struggle to get a good shot off, and Wapahani's done a good job of moving the ball around. Isaac Andrews did have a pretty quick release on that 3 we didn't expect, but Wapahani looking great.
Foul on Nunley, his first. Over on the left side wing, pulling for 3, no good is Nick Cook. Board pulled down by Brady Carmack. He'll streak up the floor.
Yeah, Carmack, a couple rebounds to start off here. Frankton does a good job of moving the ball, but they're just a little slow to react. Wapahani looks just one step ahead mentally.
In the left corner, it's Carmack. Goes back to the top of the key to Nunley. He'll hand the ball off to Wright. Wright drives to the free throw line, kicks it out left side wing, Carmack. Down to the left corner, Stansberry. Back towards the top to Carmack. 3 ball on the way. It's wide left. No good. Board pulled down by Camden Bell. Left side wing wide open three is Luce. He won't get the shot to fall. Ball is out of play, and it is going to be Frankton basketball. 4:24 left in the first. Still a 5-0 lead for the Raiders.
Yeah, pretty quick release. He had a very wide open shot, but at the same time, probably one they want back next time.
Top of the key, working up the floor, Joey Wright over to the right side wing now to Moore. And we got a foul on the floor. It's going to be called against Luce. That is going to be his his second. Second on the team in the quarter. 4:11, almost halfway through the first quarter. Eagles trailing to the Raiders 5-0. A quick sub being made on the floor. Number 3, Eli Andrews comes in to take the place of Luce, who's got 2 fouls.
Yeah, there's nothing easy for Frankton. Every time they got an open shot, there's 2 guys they're able to swarm. Whenever they go underneath, 2 guys end up getting to the man. So at this point, nothing easy on offense for Frankton.
Right wing, it's Carmack. He goes up top. 3 ball on the way for Stansbury. Another missed shot for the Eagles. Over halfway through the first quarter now. 5-0 lead for the Raiders. Top of the key, showing off the handles is Andrews. He's ripped. It's headed the other way with Nate Moore. He loses possession, and Wapahani will bring it right back their way. Driving on the right side baseline is Bell. He kicks out right side wing for 3. No good from Andrews. Joey Wright pulls down the board for Frankton. He'll set up on the left wing to start, drives in, kicks top of the key. 3 ball from Carmack, and the Eagles are on the board. 5-3 is the lead. Frankton cuts it down to 2 with 3:17 in the first quarter.
That's some interesting defense that Frankton's playing now, putting a little bit more pressure and spacing their entire unit out. Found a good open shot, though. Another one underneath.
3 ball no good from the right side for Camden Bell. The putback goes through, though, for Nick Cook and makes it 7-3 in favor of Wapahani. Trying to look down to the left block was Moore. Instead, it's taken away by Nick Cook. Top of the key for the Raiders, it's Andrews. Over to the right side wing to Bell. Bell moves back up top, swings left side to Andrews. And now holding on with possession is Cook. Cook moving back up top, finds Andrews just inside the right wing. His shot, no good, a little strong, might have been some contact, but Joey Wright will bring it up the other way.
Yeah, it looks like his timing there was just a little off. He was rushing that shot, thought he would get the call. But Frankton's going to call a timeout. Brobston just wants to gather his troops and make sure that they close this quarter strong, maybe get within 1 possession or at least take a lead here before the end of the first.
Low scoring to start the first quarter. 7-3 the score. Wapahani leads. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left on the first quarter clock. Quick break, and we're back for more after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
And we're back inside of Frankton High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. 7-3 the score. Colin Eccles and Vince Reimer on the call. It's Eagles basketball pulling from the cherry stripe, and knocking down the 2 ball is Joey Wright. Makes it a 7-5 ball game. Wapahani's lead cut to 2 as we near the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, he made that one look easy. I wonder if Brobston just told him to cool off, take it easy, and take your time out there.
And sometimes it just takes some teams a little bit longer to get going. And right now, Wapahani on the offensive side is being pestered all over the place by the Eagles defense as we are under the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, Frankton looks a lot angrier, a lot more urgent out there. Don't want to let Wapahani get a lead. They look pretty confident just pulling up and shooting earlier in the quarter.
Cook misses a shot from the charity stripe, and a loose ball is going to be taken the other way. Fast break for Carmack, and he will tie this one up at 7 with 1 minute and 19 seconds on the first quarter game clock.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Good fast break opportunity, and Stansbury had a nice pass to lead him.
Right at the free throw line and plenty of room is Mason Barton. He drives to the right side lane, and he'll be fouled and go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. The foul goes against Bubba Nunley. That is his second foul of the afternoon. And second in the quarter for Frankton. First shot at the line is good for Mason Barton. And Javon Miller subbing in for Bubba Nunley on the side of the Eagles. Second shot on the way for Mason Barton. And it's a 2-for-2 trip to make it 9-7. The lead is back in favor of the Raiders with 1:08 left on the first quarter clock. Taking a seat is Mason Barton. In to take his place, Nate Luce.
Yeah, good job there finding that open hole, drawing the foul, and knocking down those shots. Barton averages just over 2 on the season, so every contribution he makes is a big deal to this squad here. Just under a minute to play in the first quarter.
Top of the key for the Eagles is Carmack. Over to the left side is Stansberry. Back up top, Carmack, and it's a skip pass to the right side wing to Moore. Moore with a nice look down to the right block and finds an open man to score the bucket. We're all tied up at 9 with 36 seconds left in the first.
Yeah, just great awareness, knowing where he was and how much space he was able to have to get that shot off. Didn't need much of a pivot. Ties the ball game right back up.
24 seconds on the clock. 3 ball on the way from Eli Andrews. No good. Loose ball corralled on the left block by Isaac Andrews, and he'll score it. 11-9 the lead for Wapahani. 12 seconds left in the first quarter.
Nice follow there. He averages just about 9 rebounds a game, and a lot of that is just the will and instinct. Not too big in terms of playing down low, just able to get there and make it happen.
Carmack driving right baseline. His shot no good, and there's the buzzer at the end of the first quarter. 11-9 the lead for the Wapahani Raiders over the Frankton Eagles. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back for more after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Oh, thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
At the start of the second quarter, it's 11-9 lead for the Wapahani Raiders over the Frankton Eagles on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Colin Nichols, Vince Reimer on the call. We're going to get right back into the action. Frankton with offensive possession. They'll squander that one as Javon Miller couldn't handle the pass down low. It's out of play. It'll be Raiders basketball. Once again, bringing it up the floor, Isaac Andrews. Over to the left side wing, we'll find Eli Andrews. Passes up the 3, drives baseline, back up top. Isaac Andrews for 3, and he'll bury that one. 14-9. The Raiders extend the lead to 5. 7.5 minutes before we send it to halftime.
Yeah, second 3 from the top of the key. He's looking really good to start. 8 points early on.
Top of the key for the Eagles is Carmack. Carmack trying to create some space. Driving to the lane, right side, nowhere to go. Has to go out to Joey Wright on the right side wing. Back up top to Miller. Left side wing for the Eagles now is Stansberry. Goes back up top to Moore. Moore finds Miller on the left block, and Miller's going to be fouled, and he'll have some free throws coming his way. We'll see who they call the foul against. Looks like it's going to go against Mason Barton. That's his first, and the first of the second quarter for the Raiders. Just under a minute played.
It was a good find inside. They were able to get Miller the ball in a good spot. Maybe forced the shot up there. He's not too used to being at the line, but nonetheless, they got another big rebounder that's able to handle his business down low.
And Javon Miller's a big contribution off the bench for the Eagles, averaging 8 as the first man off the bench. He'll score 1 there to make it 14-10. Now bringing it up the other way, Isaac Andrews. He'll start out top of the key for the Raiders. Shade to his right side and find Luce. Luce back up top, and a big rotation ends up back in the hands of Isaac Andrews. Passing up, nice skip pass. Luce on the left side wing, pulls for 3. It's short, and a foul will be called against the Raiders. This one again is going to go against Isaac Andrews. That is going to be the second on the Raiders in the quarter. First against Andrews. Score stays 14-10 with 6:41 left in the first half.
Yeah, if Wapahani gets a few more of these shots to go, it's going to be a much different feel of a game. They've just had so many good three-point looks. Frankton just has to do a little better job guarding that arc. They're a little bit lucky a few more haven't gone down.
Right at the top of the key, pump fakes the 3, and that is going to be enough to draw the foul against Isaac Andrews. That's 2 quick ones for him, and it brings the total in the quarter to 3 for Wapahani. Checking in is Nick Cook, and he will take Isaac Andrews' spot. That's a guy, too, that you don't want in foul trouble, averaging just under 26.
Yeah, it's your most reliable weapon, a guy who can handle the ball and put it on the floor, but also just as good of a shooter as everyone else on your squad, so can do a little bit of everything and also a fierce rebounder.
Top of the key, it's more for the Eagles. He's trying to find some space running around the arc. Nice kick out left corner, wide open 3 for Carmack. Will rattle in and out. Offensive board pulled down by Stansbury, but Luce comes up with a steal. Luce, nice find and nice reverse layup from Camden Bball to make it 16-10.
It was a really good job of controlling traffic. Not an easy play to make. Another steal here coming up for Wapahani.
Joey Wright with an ill-advised 3-point shot. No good. We're under 6 minutes to go in the half. It's a 16-10 lead for the Raiders. Over on the right side wing with offensive possession is Cook. Back to the top of the key to Bball. Bball over the right side wing, Eli Andrews. Andrews off rotation, finds Bball, left wing 3, and he buries another. 19-10. The Raiders starting to pour it on with 5:20 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, a lot of good shooters on this team. It was really a matter of just when they're going to start to go down. And right here, Camden Bball has 5 quick points for himself after not scoring in the first.
Top of the key, it's Miller. Little 3-man weave. The top of the arc for the Eagles will set up Joey Wright. Wright weaving through traffic, stop and pop from the left elbow is no good. And it'll be Luce bringing it up the floor. Luce, top of the key, passes up the 3, right corner. On the way is Bball. It's no good, in and out.
Yeah, that time was a heat check there. That would have been his 8th point in a row. Doing a good job of getting down the court and trying to find his man Miller. Just couldn't hang on to the ball. It's going to be a turnover for Frankton.
Logan Wolf and Isaac Andrews back into the contest for the Raiders. They'll take the place of Eli Andrews and Nate Luce. Joining them on the floor, Nick Cook, Mason Barton, and Camden Bball. Here come the Raiders after the turnover from the Eagles. 5 on the floor from them is Joey Wright, Brady Carmack, Ethan Stansbury, Nate Moore, and Javon Miller. Bball at the top of the key for the Raiders. Hands the ball off to Andrews. Andrews on the left elbow finds Cook. Cook with a nice look down low and a nice swipe defensively by Ethan Stansbury.
Yeah, that was a great job eliminating that opportunity to score underneath. Frankton, though, just can't really get a rhythm on offense. It's either a forced 3-point shot or a really quick look inside. Not much time to make a decision.
Joey Wright goes to the lane, right side. He'll score 2 high off the window. 19-12. Great job fighting through some contact there on that shot as well.
Yeah, Wright just does a good job of about everything. He can create off the dribble, has a lot of moves, strong body under him. Good job getting his 4th point of the contest.
Camden Bball at the free throw line, passes up the shot, and off rotations to the right elbow to Mason Barton. Back up top, Isaac Andrews. Off the drive, we've got some skip passes. We're back over on the left side wing with Nick Cook. top of the key. Isaac Andrews gets his man in the air with a pump fake and sinks the long two. 21-12. Wapahani with a commanding lead.
Yeah, he's just good at really controlling the offense and making sure that whenever he sees his man go up, he goes right through. But other than that, great job pulling up and making the jump shot whenever his number's called.
3:05 left in the first half. 21-12 is the score. Looks like we got some camera issues on our end, so we're going to take a quick break to hear from a couple of our sponsors, and we'll be back after we get those corrected. That's what's coming up on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Got those camera corrections fixed, and we're back to the ball game on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford. In the second quarter, it's a 21-12 lead for Wapahani over Frankton. Colin Eccles, Vince Reimer on the call. Obviously, you didn't miss much in that 30 seconds. The camera read down. It decided it wanted to reset itself and shut down. So, little restart. Never hurt anybody. You didn't miss much. 2 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock. Wapahani, the Raiders, obviously with a 21-12 lead over the Frankton Eagles. The number one team in the Class 2A is Wapahani. And kind of what you said during the break, first quarter looked like it was kind of just a difference of shots falling for one side versus not. Obviously, the Raiders got off to a pretty quick start. Frankton wasn't able to knock down a lot of their open shots. But since then, right now, it just looks like that pace of play for the Raiders is really outmatching that of the Eagles. Moving up the floor really, really quickly. A lot of good looks, a lot of quick handoff rotation, and it's leading to some wide open shots and some holes in the defense.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of just moving the ball around. It's impressive to see how easy they make it look. Every time down the court, it's not like there's many broken possessions. They're just consistent, and they have a lot of belief in one another.
And nearly a steal for Brady Carmack. It's out of play and will stay with the Raiders on their end of the floor. And the Raiders, a little bit of a break there. He would have been long gone and had an easy bucket.
Yeah, a lot of good opportunities in the passing lane, but this game has been played pretty much in half court. It's a big decision-making process out here for both squads.
Over on the right side wing, it's Bball for the Raiders. Working his way back up top, skip past the left side to Eli Andrews. Andrews. Back up top, hands the ball off to Cook, and Isaac Andrews will slow things down with under 2 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, longest possession we've seen in a minute. Good three-point look, though, for Andrews.
And it will be a little too strong. Offensive board pulled down, though, by Nick Cook. And it'll be a jump ball called. It'll stay in Raider possession. 90 seconds before we send it to halftime. And Nate Luce will come back in to take the spot of Eli Andrews. So it's that original starting five on the floor for Wapahani. Down to the right corner, pulling for three, Camden Bell. He's got another one. 24-12. It's a doubled lead for Wapahani, and a 30-second timeout called by head coach Brent Brobston of the Frankton Eagles. Minute 22 left in the first half, and Camden Bell having himself quite the hot start in this second quarter. A little slow to get it on his feet in the first quarter, but since that second quarter clock started, he has been a big point producer for this Raiders team.
Yeah, he's really been the one that's pushed the lead. Eight second quarter points in the game here. They've just doubled up Frankton 24-12, but as far as the momentum in this game, it felt pretty even for a lot of the entire second quarter. We're just seeing a lot of better offensive rebounding, which is the surprising thing. They're a little undersized, but they just do a great job of spacing and really reading where the ball is going to go off the rim. great job by the Raiders in terms of offensive rebounds and more three-point attempts.
Joey Wright will bring it up the floor for the Eagles. On the left side now, it's Carmack. Carmack moving back up top, nearing the 1 minute mark in the second quarter. Wright's got it on the right side. Trying to split the defense, goes left corner, now back up top to Nunley. Right side wing, Carmack. Carmack looking for anything down low. Great defense by the Raiders. Has to go back up top to Stansberry. Under 1 minute to go on the game clock. Wright has possession at the top of the key. Wright driving to the paint, passing up the three in the right corner as Carmack is back up top to Nunley. And we got a kick ball called against the Raiders, who are putting on an impressive defensive performance. They have forced Frankton to chew almost close to 40 seconds off the clock just on this possession alone.
Yeah, doing a good job just making sure that, they keep possession, but it's just hard to find an open shot. Wapahani does a good job of spacing, switching players on defense, and if it's not a forced two-point attempt, they've really, managed to just huck threes pretty much. It's been a difficult go in the second quarter. They had 9 points at the end of the first, just managed to have 3 this entire quarter so far.
20 seconds remaining in the first half. 24-12 is the lead for the Raiders. Joey Wright trying to put the offense in motion, picks up his dribble, and trapped near half court is Nate Moore. Hands the ball back off to Wright. 7 seconds on the clock, and Wright is going to be fouled on the floor by Camden Bell. That is the 4th foul against the Raiders, first against Bell, so he's in no trouble. 5.2 left on the game clock. One shot if they can get it off for Frankton. Wright takes it out of play. On the right side block, finds Carmack. Shot is no good. And heaving it at the buzzer is Andrews. Just a little strong for Isaac Andrews. We could have had a buzzer beater right in front of our faces. 24-12 is the score. Wapahani leads Frankton in a matchup of 2A versus 3A by double the points. Going to take a quick break, gather our thoughts. We'll be back for some halftime recap. As always, this broadcast driven by Greg Hubler Ford. 2 minutes, and we're back to it on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Oh, thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
The Mower Shop in Fishers is the one-stop shop for all of your lawn maintenance needs. We have a huge selection of Honda and Toro lawnmowers in stock and even more to choose from online. Plus, we carry parts and accessories with super fast shipping. Just need maintenance or repairs? We offer that too, and we'll even deliver. The Mower Shop, family owned for more than 20 years. Visit our showroom just west of State Road 37 in Fishers or shop online at themowershop.com.
We're back inside of Frankton High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford. 24-12 is your score at halftime. The Wapahani Raiders, the number 1 team in the class of 2A, leading the Frankton Eagles. Wapahani comes into the evening 7-0. Frankton 5-2. Colin Eccles, Vince Reimer on the call. Vince, we were totaling up the scoring for both of these two teams, and pretty clear that there was a little bit of a stellar performance in that second quarter by one man for Wapahani, and that is Camden Bball, who didn't score in the first quarter, but has put up some impressive numbers in that second.
Yeah, had 8 points in the second quarter there. Bell's really the guy that propelled him. Isaac Andrews had 2 fouls, went out for only a minute or two, but at that point, they had no trouble scoring and really picking up the load there. But as far as Frankton goes, Carmack has done a good job of getting them off to a good start scoring. He had a couple of three-point attempts early that didn't go and then really found his groove there, along with Joey Wright, who's had 4. Yeah, every time he's tried to create, he's just had a tough time. They've been swarming him, knowing he does a good job off the dribble. He's got 4 points nonetheless. But if you're Frankton, I think what the big thing you have to do here is drive more to the basket, make guys cling to you down low, because Wapahani does a good job of doubling and then going back in their original set, but you've got to force them to chase you more. You're kind of standing around, really not getting happy feet enough. They need to find some happy feet out there and really move around, forcing Wapahani to make more decisions.
Yeah, I got to say, Wapahani pretty clear once they kind of took off, and especially doubled the point total for Frankton, that they are a hard team to handle. Defensively, like you said, it's been hard to find good looks for the Eagles. And when they've had them, they're not knocking down those shots at a very high rate right now, which when your looks are few and far between, you've got to take advantage of every single one of those. And they've even had some great looks down low, too, and the passes just haven't gone their way. It led to some turnovers. So Wapahani in pretty full control. Offensively for the Raiders, they're not really struggling too much. I mean, they're moving the ball all over the place. Handoff after handoff, a bunch of screens, multiple pick and rolls per possession. That's really opening them up with some really, really good looks. And so far it's been all Raiders from the tip-off. Now, if you're going to make a change going into the second half, if you are Brent Brobson, the head coach for the Eagles, and try to chip your way back into this one, because there's obviously plenty of time left before this one's over, and you're only down by 12. What type of changes are you making to try and open up some more space for you on the offensive side? And how do you slow down this Raiders offense, who is on cruise control right now?
Yeah, I think you're going to need to drive to the basket more and then find guys that'll cut. If you're Joey Wright, usually the guy who's the best ball driver on this team, you got to make sure that you're doing your thing, having guys cut for you. Carmack, Moore can get a lot more points, and Stansberry, the way he plays, they can get a lot more points by making cuts at the right time. So just being aware, really following up what your teammates doing and having a little more belief in them. You've got, settled into this game now. You've got a whole half under your belt. There's nothing you need to be scared about by this Wapahani team. Their resume is good, but you've really felt their presence, and all you need to go out there is trust your teammate and follow up what he's doing well.
And for Wapahani, obviously, the Raiders control this one pretty well right now, but like I said, still a lot of game left to be played. Is it just a matter of putting your foot on the throat of the Eagles and kind of stomping down and not letting them back up, or is there anything they really need to change headed into the second half?
I feel like energy-wise they're fine. I feel like really the way I see it, they've got to view themselves as kind of robotic and just really work the same way they did. Don't get emotional about this. Realize this is who we are. We're as good as we think we are. And to this point, just do what we're used to doing. Move the ball around. Don't get too tired out there. If Frankton's changing the way they play, that could affect things. That's really how this is going to have to go. If Frankton sees any improvement, they've got to really tire them out. But as long as Wapahani doesn't get fatigued or move around on offense any differently, they're going to be just fine. Shots will eventually fall. They've just got to do a good job not turning the ball over, which was, great job first half. Not many turnovers, not an issue there. And even the fouls weren't an issue. 4 fouls to 0 in the second quarter, but it didn't end up mattering. So as long as they just move the ball on offense well and they don't get tired, it's going to be a good night for the Raiders.
There's a reason they're 7-0. There's a reason they're ranked number 1 in the class of 2A, obviously playing up against a 3A opponent tonight in Frankton. 2 minutes, 25 seconds before we start the third quarter. We're going to take another break, and then we'll be back for your second half starting lineups presented by Warner Financial. That's what's coming up after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Oh, thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com. Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
At the start of the third quarter, it is a 24-12 lead for the Wapahani Raiders over the Frankton Eagles on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. As always, this broadcast driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Your second half starting lineup presented by Warner Financial is going to be the same for both sides. For the Raiders, number 10, Nate Luce. Number 12, Nick Cook. Number 20, Isaac Andrews. Number 22, Camden Bell. Number 24, Mason Barton. And it will also be the same for the Frankton Eagles. That's number 2, Joey Wright. Number 11, Brady Carmack. Number 14, Austin Bubba Nunley. Number 21, Ethan Stansbury. And number 23, Nate Moore. Colin Nichols and Vince Reimer inside of Frankton's gymnasium. It'll be Eagles basketball to start things out. On the right side wing, it's Stansbury. Hands ball off to Wright. Right, moving back up top to Stansbury. Kind of shading over to that right side. Stansbury possesses at the logo for the Eagles. Over to the right side wing, pulling a three is Nate Moore. It's just short, and the board is pulled down by Isaac Andrews for the Raiders.
Yeah, another rebound for Andrews. Averages just under 9 on the season thus far. Got 5 of them. Doing a great job of being everywhere tonight.
On the left side wing for the Raiders, it's Cook. He goes down to the left corner to Bell. Back up top, Cook over to Luce on the right side wing. Back up top for Isaac Andrews. Shaded to his left. Andrews at the logo, guarded by Nunley. Over to the right side to Luce. Not a lot of room for Wapahani to start out the offensive possession. Andrews pops a three, swinging off the screen, and he will score the first bucket of the half, 27-12. Wapahani extends the lead. Just over a minute played in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's 14 for him, and nothing has been forced. He just does a good job of making sure every time he touches the ball and make his best use of it. Really fluid player, Isaac Andrews is.
Right on the right wing. Skip pass over to the left side now to Stansbury. And back up top, they'll hand the ball back off to Joey Wright. Right side wing, it's Nate Moore. Moore with nowhere to go on the drive. Skip pass back to the left side. Joey Wright with a three ball in the way. Too strong. Andrews pulls down the board for the Raiders.
Yeah, he's just something else. That's another rebound. able to finish off the plays, and then on the offensive end be ready for them.
Three-pointer is no good at the top for Nick Cook. Joey Wright streaking up the floor, splits the defense, goes up and under, and the reverse layup will not fall, showing some frustration. On the other end, Loose, three ball from the left side goes through. 30-12 in a full 1 minute timeout taken by head coach Brent Brobston of the Frankton Eagles as Wapahani has come out on fire in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break as well right alongside them and be back for more after this on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Back inside of Frankton High School on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. 30-12 is the score. Wapahani leads Frankton. 5:47 left in the third quarter. Vince Reimer, Colin Eccles on the call. Vince, you had an interesting point about the Frankton Eagles and their scoring over the last few minutes of play.
Yeah, we'll see how this possession goes, but as of right now, they only have 3 points in at least the last 10 minutes of action. It's been at least since the 30-second mark in the first quarter. It's been 10 minutes since the first quarter, so they got to find something just to end this little cold streak they got going.
Another turnover for the Eagles. Isaac Andrews bringing up the floor for the Raiders. Passing up the three is Cook. He'll back out to the logo and go left side to Luce. Luce moves back up top, finds Andrews off a screen. And Andrews with no shot will go to the right side wing to Camden Bell. Back up top to Luce. Over to Andrews, left wing. Tries to drive, nowhere to go. Skip pass right side wing to Nick Cook. And right back up top to Isaac Andrews. Bell at the free throw line. Goes out to Luce, right side wing. They're kind of killing clock and trying to find a hole in the Eagles' defense, which right now is holding firm. Top of the key again, it's Isaac Andrews.
Yeah, at this point, they're really going to try to hold the ball a little bit. Not going to hurt to use an extra 10 seconds to clock each possession. And at this point, Frankton's just got to play catch-up and has to get some good shot attempts. They haven't had many open looks. Got to be a little bit stronger with the ball.
Camden Bell drives baseline right side. His shot a little flat. Offensive board, three ball on the way for Luce up top. And a loose ball is corralled again by Camden Bell. He'll find Andrews left side, out to the left corner for three. That one goes through off the fingertips of Nick Cook. 33-12, a 21-point lead for the Raiders.
Yeah, they had 3 chances on that possession and ended up getting a 3 after killing that much clock. That's just brutal if you're the Eagles at this point.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about high school basketball with no shot clock. You can run all the time in the world off the clock and still manage to score and hurt your opponent. Top of the key, it's Nunley. Finds Wright. And over on the left side wing now, it's Stansberry. Back up top to Wright. 3:25 left in the third. 33-12 is the lead for Frankton. Pulling the open three and missing it a little wide right is Carmack. Offensive board for the Eagles. Wright tries a three from the right wing. His shot no good, and Nick Cook will pull down the board.
And then a foul, looks like on Stansberry just before that pass.
And that'll be the first foul on Stansberry this evening. First on the Eagles in the quarter. Substitution for Wapahani. Eli Andrews checks in to take the place of Mason Barton, who we haven't heard from in a while. One of the top scorers and top performers in the rebounding category for the Raiders. Top of the key, Camden Bell over to Luce on the left side. Loose moving his way back up top. We'll find Bball on the right side wing. Bball. Plenty of time, no rush in this offense at all. Now finds Cook on the left side wing. Cook finds Andrews rolling off a screen. Isaac Andrews nowhere to go, goes back to the top to Eli Andrews. Right side wing, Bball. Driving baseline, nowhere to go on the drive, finds Loose. Loose pulls a three and drains another. Raining threes for the Wapahani Raiders. It's now 36-12, under 3 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, it's 6 on the night for Loose, brings the lead to 24. They've now tripled the Eagles after what we saw after the doubling them in the second. It's just been a difficult go here. They got to get some points on the board quick.
Top of the key, it's Moore. He'll go to the left side wing to Stansbury. Skip pass to the right side wing now to Carmack. Up top for Wright. Wright driving left side. Will try the window. It won't go. Second chance opportunity for Brady Carmack is no good, but he's fouled. And we'll go to the line for some free throws. Foul goes against Isaac Andrews. That's his third and the first on the team for Wapahani in the third quarter. Even though he's got 3 fouls, being up 36-12 gives you a little bit of cushion. You're not as worried about one of your main scorers going out. I know obviously for him, though, he would like to stay in the contest and score some more points to keep his average up.
Yeah, this is the first time that Frankton's been able to draw a shooting foul in a little bit, too, and get some free throw attempts. First one not good for Carmack. It just looks like they're frustrated top to bottom with what's going on.
And it is an 0 for 2 trip from Brady Carmack. Javon Miller comes in to take Bubba Nunley's spot for Frankton. Still the same 5 on the floor for both sides. Top of the key, it's Eli Andrews for Wapahani. Andrews on the left side. Goes up top to Isaac Andrews. Nice steal from Brady Carmack to get in the passing lane, and he'll score 2. That is the first points of the third quarter for Frankton, and we've got 1:20 left on the clock, so over 6 minutes through, and they still trail 36-14.
Yeah, it's just very frustrating if you're Coach Brobston. Makes you want to put on a jersey and do something about it yourself. If you're only scoring a bucket of the last 2 quarters each, it's got to just hurt and be, extremely slow for a head coach.
At half court, it's Isaac Andrews, under 1 minute to go in the third. Starts his motion, gets a little bit of a double screen and heads to the left side. Andrews held up, will dump the ball off to Loose, and obviously the Raiders trying to work the clock down in their favor, try to burn out this third quarter. 40 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah,
right side wing, it's Cook.
They can really drag this possession out. I imagine they're going to take a shot at about 10 seconds or less here, unless they find something really open and get trigger happy, but there's no reason that they need to really take an early shot at all. It's just what Bell's communicating with Coach Luce about.
Camden Bball in no hurry to make an offensive motion. He'll hand the ball off to Luce. It's 3-man weave going on at the top of the key. 11 seconds on the clock. Here goes the offensive motion for the Raiders. Turnaround for Eli Andrews. He'll pass up the shot on the right side. Deep 2 on the way for Camden Bball. It's no good. And shot off at the end of the third quarter. It's 36-14. Frankton trailing big time to Wapahani. A quick 30-second break, and then we're back to finish this one out. Wapahani leads 36-14 on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and...
Beginning of the fourth quarter, it's 40-17. Frankton currently trailing big time to Wapahani. Not the outcome you want to see for the Frankton Eagles, but pretty clear why Wapahani is the #1 team in the state. for 2A, Vince.
Yeah, they're just pretty fluid, really robotic the way this whole unit moves. But as far as Frankton goes, being 5-2, having a good start early on in the season, it's not what you predicted from a 1 to 4 quarter standpoint, just in terms of their whole performance over the game. It looks like right now they got a foul, a little bit of a reach in underneath, and Coach Robson's going to just speak a little bit to Nate Moore about how he wants him to guard Andrews there. Miller's going to be at the line for the second trip tonight.
And his first shot will rattle home. 42-18 the score now. 5:25 left in the contest. Let's go over the 5 on the floor. It's Javon Miller, Nate Moore, Joey Wright, Brady Carmack, and Ethan Stansbury on the floor for Frankton. Wapahani making a big substitution. Loose into the ball game. Wolf as well, number 2 in. Here's the second shot on the way. It's in and out, no good. Nick Cook on the floor for the Raiders. Isaac Andrews as well, and finishing out that 5, Mason Barton. Top of the key for Wapahani, it's Loose. Loose. You can imagine the Raiders going to start trying to just burn as much clock as they can. Finish this one out, obviously with a commanding lead, 40-18 over Frankton. Over on the right side again, it's Loose. No real big offensive motion thus far for the Raiders. Get back into this one over on the left side. It's Barton.
Yeah, at this point, there's an open 3, but Barton's not in any rush to take it, even though he doesn't shoot many threes. At this point, you can see probably the longest possessions you're going to see all night.
You'd think, too, that Frankton would try and start to make a little bit more of a pressing motion and try to get the ball back in their possession. But right now, they're just letting the Raiders pass this all over the outside of the arc. There's a long 3 on the way from Isaac Andrews. It's no good. Board is pulled down by Brady Carmack. He'll come with the floor with Wright. In the right corner, pulling for 3, Nate Moore, and he'll bury a 3. There's a little bit of a spark to get you back within 20 of the Raiders. 40-21 the score now, over halfway through the fourth quarter. And you can expect another long possession, maybe not as Loose. Buries a 3 from the right side, 43-21. Matching threes. Here's another 3 on the other end from Nate Moore. This one no good. Barton brings down the board, and bringing it up the floor, Isaac Andrews for Wapahani. Andrews pulls a 3, and Isaac Andrews stone cold from the top of the arc, 46-21. He's having himself a heck of a game tonight.
Yeah, right when they cut it inside 20, Wapahani just buries 2 threes. They're making it look real easy out there, and they've just really buried them from the three-point line tonight.
Carmack is tied up by Mason Barton. And looking for the jump ball was Barton. Instead, he's called for the foul. It's just the the second on Wapahani tonight. More substitutions being made on the floor. Brock Zickgraf into the game for Wapahani, along with Camden Bell. And Bubba Nunley's back in the contest as well. Off the inbound, Wright pulls a 3, shot no good. Moore pulls down the offensive board. Back to the top to Carmack. He'll set up the new offensive try for the Eagles with 3 minutes to go in the fourth. 46-21 the score. Right at the top of the key. Trying to find some space, and a foul is called against Nate Loose. That is his third, and the third on Wapahani in the quarter. Under 3 minutes to go in regulation, 46-21 will remain the score. Joey Wright will take it out of play for Frankton. He starts the offensive motion, and we'll find Miller at the top of the key. He'll hand it right back off to Wright to run point. Now it's over on the left side wing with Moore. Back up top to Carmack. Skip pass around. Miller at the top of the key. Tries to find Moore on the backdoor cut. Nowhere to go. Goes back to the left wing to Wright. Right back up top to Moore. Hands the ball off to Nunley. Nunley to the left elbow to Miller. Miller off rotation. Finds Moore. Back to the left side wing for Wright. Wright with a turnaround jumper off the glass. Shot no good. Second chance effort, no good as well for Carmack. And the board is pulled down by Nick Cook. And that is a second chance opportunity that Frankton has missed time and time again tonight. Another three on the way for Andrews. It's no good, a little wide left.
Yeah, that one again looked like it might go in. Every single shot he puts up, even though they're semi-contested, still have a very good chance of going in.
Full 1 minute timeout taken by head coach Brent Brobston of the Frankton Eagles. It's 46-21. Wapahani still with a commanding lead. 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Quick break, and we're back to finish this one out on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459. or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
We're back live inside Frankton High School and IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford. 46-21 the score. Wapahani leading Frankton. In the final 2 minutes of play in the fourth quarter, Colin Nichols and Vince Reimer on the call. Joey Wright's got possession for the Eagles. The top of the key as we pass the 2 minute mark. Driving right side lane, finger roll, count the bucket and one. A little bit more spark from Joey Wright. We'll see who the foul goes against. Looks like it's going to be against Nate Luce. That is his fourth. And for Wapahani in the final quarter. One more away from the bonus, and Wright will not be able to make it a three-point play. We got another quick foul. And this one goes, I didn't see who it went against. Looks like it goes against Javon Miller. That'll be the first for Frankton in the fourth. And a lot of substitutions being made on both sides. The last five on the floor for Wapahani is going to be Eli Andrews, Nick Cook, Isaac Andrews, Mason Barton, and Nate Luce. For Frankton, it's Bubba Nunley, Nate Moore, Reed Bott, and also joining them is Carmack and Joey Wright. There's a deep two made for the Raiders to make it 48-23. A minute and a half left in the fourth. Joey Wright, three ball on the way, just short to the left side. Board pulled down by Isaac Andrews, who is well into the double-double for the night, and possibly could raise his year-long average to a double-double. 8.7 rebounds a game is his total. And he's more than matched that this evening.
Yeah, he's just been interesting to watch. We got an interesting angle tonight, you know, being underneath the basket. But every single time he gets it at the top of the key, he looks most comfortable, able to knock down shots, take it off the dribble, but most importantly, rebound at any position.
Andrews will have the possession on the right side for Wapahani as we cross the 1 minute mark. 48-23 the score. Raiders lead, three ball on the way for Eli Andrews. It's a little off to the right. Isaac Andrews pulls down the board. And he'll try a deep two from the right side, and guess what? He doesn't need a heat check. That makes it 50-23. And a timeout is called by head coach Matt Luce, and he's going to start subbing everybody out right now. You see Nick Cook, Isaac Andrews, and Mason Barton headed to the sidelines. So the five on the floor for the Raiders to finish out the last 47 seconds. Logan Wolf, Eli Andrews, Leighton Spence, Caleb Lewis, and the last on the floor with them is Brock Zickgraf. second foul going against Brady Carmack called there, third against the Eagles, and the Eagles are now starting to come out with the substitutions. On the floor is going to be Reed, looks like Reed Bott, Colton Emil, Noah Melvin, Max Barr, and Sam Barr. Top of the key, it's Logan Wolf. 30 seconds on the clock in the fourth quarter, 50-23 the score. Two on the way from the right elbow, no good from Eli Andrews, and now it'll be Max Barr bringing it up the floor under 20 seconds to go. Ball poked away out of bounds. Logan Wolf gets in the passing lane.
Yeah, good job deflecting the ball there. At the same time, a lot of these guys in for the first time tonight. Definitely a big change of pace for them.
And it's a very underclassman heavy. Couple juniors on the floor right now for Wapahani, but very sophomore heavy. Here's a three ball on the way, no good. Wide right for Max Barr. Second chance opportunities all over the place. Will amount in a 2-point bucket from the right side, right at the buzzer for Colton Emil. 50-25, the final score. Wapahani improves to 8-0, and Frankton will fall to 5-3 on their season. Take a quick break to hear from a couple of our sponsors, and then we will get you into some post-game coverage and sign this one out. That's what's coming up next on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Oh, thank you.
All stocked up for another year?
Ho, ho, yes. I'm also hoping for some advice.
Anything for you, Santa.
Any ideas for those who made it on my new extra nice list this year?
How about up to $5,000 Christmas cash with a qualifying heating and cooling system?
Or 0% interest for 36 months?
Both amazing values. Visit petermanhvac.com to claim your Christmas cash.
Hi, my name is Jason Warner of Warner Financial, an independent investment firm here in Indianapolis. With 10 years of experience as an independent advisor, we provide value to our clients by creating customized investment solutions ranging from managed personal portfolios, 401k planning, and income distribution for retirement plans. We have built Warner Financial with a strong focus in research, diligence to all of our plans, and strong communication with every client. We would love the opportunity to show you our process with a no-cost consultation to discuss your financial future.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
The final score of this one, 50-25. Frankton takes the loss to the Wapahani Raiders on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. This broadcast driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Colin Eccles and Vince Reimer on the call this evening. Vince, Wapahani, the Raiders show why they're the first-ranked team in 2A and why they're undefeated at 8-0. Frankton, unfortunately, their winning streak comes to a close, 5-3 now on the season. Still not bad for them. Plenty of time to make up for that and bounce back, especially over the Christmas break time of the year when these high schoolers get out for 2 weeks. You don't have anything to worry about but basketball, no class, no tests. But obviously, Wapahani coming away with a huge win tonight to keep their undefeated season alive. And two big scorers on the night for them. We know the first, Isaac Andrews.
Yeah, Isaac Andrews had a double-double on the night, but finished with 18 points. Really didn't need to score much when it came to the fourth quarter there. Camden Bell, after the first quarter, provided a huge spark, 12 points throughout the night. And then Luce and Cook each with 9. As far as Frankton goes, leading scorer on the night was Brady Carmack, who put in 7. Moore provided 5. Wright provided 6. But at the end of the night, they just couldn't find any spark plug on the scoring side. So Frankton, a little bit of work to do before Friday night when they play Monroe Central. As for Wapahani, next game is going to be Saturday against Jay County in 3A at 7:30 as well.
Yeah, pretty big difference in these two teams. Wapahani obviously moving very fast all night from start to finish. Defensively, did not allow Frankton a ton of inside penetration to get any sort of scoring put together or allow very many easy shots. But the other end of that for the Eagles is when they did have a good-looking shot, they weren't knocking it down. They also had a lot of second chance opportunities that didn't go their way, which is another tough thing to battle when you're looking to spark yourself and get yourselves back in the contest, and you just can't do anything.
Yeah, they just had a frustrating night when it comes to shooting. They, I don't think, penetrated into the paint enough. Just a few things that didn't add up there. I was surprised just to see how many offensive rebounds in the second and third quarter Wapahani had. It's really how they got a lot of their threes is from offensive rebounds. They milked a lot of clock and really burned time about as well as you could. So they did a lot of things right tonight, and that's really the story of the season and why they're 8-0 now.
The upcoming schedule for both of these two teams, for Frankton, they'll bounce back this Friday the 22nd at home against Monroe Central. That tips off at 7:30. For Wapahani, their next one is Saturday the 23rd. They will be at Jay County, another 3A matchup for the Raiders at 7:30. Interesting to see that Wapahani started out with 2 4A matchups, obviously came away with 2 wins. Now they're moving into their 3A schedule. Definitely playing out of their division of things right now and obviously doing it very successfully.
Yeah, absolutely. They making things look easy. It really doesn't matter what conference or what area of the state they go to. They're going to be ready, and these guys have played together for a while. Even the young guys, like Bball's only a sophomore, second leading scorer on the team. They look comfortable, and they're not afraid to play anybody.
And our next broadcast for Indiana High School Sports Muncie will be this Friday right back here at Frankton. It'll be Monroe Central versus the Frankton Eagles. We'll see if they can bounce back from this tough loss tonight. But we'll go ahead and sign things off. Make sure you follow us on X, INDHS Sports, for post-game coverage and highlight reel clips, as well as go to our website, IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. You can read our game recaps after all of our teams are covered for the day. And also scan the QR code on the right side of your screen for the Indianapolis and Muncie area. Sign up for live text updates, so if you can't be at the games, you can stay up to date with your favorite teams across the state 24/7, 365 when they have a game. Colin Nichols and Vince Reimer on the call tonight. As always, this driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Lineups powered by Werner Financial. Thanks for listening to another one. We're going to close this one out on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Tonight's ballgame on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com has been driven by Greg Hubler Ford and built by Universal Roofing and brought to you by Peterman Brothers Heating and Air Conditioning, by Werner Financial, Genesis Sports Performance, and by The Mower Shop. This has been a presentation of IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.